Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Russ Novy, General Manager at Annbriar Golf Course. I just wanted to say a few things about what happened on this last Friday. We got a call in the pro shop that a man was in a sinkhole on hole 14. I was actually right outside the pro shop, so I got the message very quickly. And we just tried to jump into action immediately as time is of the essence. We called 911 as I was going with the cart to pick up a ladder and rope with my father, and then we were going to proceed to hole 14. And the whole way there, your mind is racing. You're trying to think, where in the world can a sinkhole be on number 14? So we get to the hole. We're driving down the fairway, and we see Ed and the other guys there, and there's a hole right in the middle of the fairway. So the first thing, you try to assess the risk. In this case, the cave-in risk. Other things like that, and it was a dangerous situation. I think a cave-in was possible, so time was of the utmost essence. So we quickly put the ladder down and the rope, and the gentleman that fell in had a shoulder injury, making it impossible for him to climb the ladder in a normal fashion. Ed, in a pure act of heroism, offered to go down the ladder into the hole. He made an arm sling out of his windbreaker and helped us get him up out of the hole, and then Ed was quick to follow. So, hats off, Ed. That was truly remarkable, selfless act. So once everybody was out of the hole and safe, we loaded into golf carts, proceeded back to our clubhouse area where the ambulance was already waiting, and they took him to a nearby hospital, to get his injuries examined and taken care of. We are sorry this happened here. It is an extremely unfortunate event, an event we feel is an act of nature. We don't feel there's any way we could have foreseen this happening or could have eliminated it. Just a very, very, a freakish act of nature that, I don't know what the odds are, but they're astronomical. We've had Philip Moss, a professional geologist, very knowledgeable of this area, come out and examine it. He has given us some guidelines to help fix it in a safe manner, and we are actually in the process of doing that right now. The course is open currently with all holes but hole 14. We hope to have hole 14 open as soon as possible. With weather cooperating, it should be just a few days, and when it is done, it will be completely safe, nothing to worry about.
Russ and William were there immediately. I called the pro shop and they were just there that quick, so hats off to them, because we probably couldn't have gotten Mark, well, we could have gotten Mark out of the hole without their ladder and the rope in the timely fashion that they did that. So we just got together and made some decisions, and I knew that Mark could not do it on his own. I'd broken his shoulder before, and I knew that he was in a lot of pain. So I didn't think he could get up the ladder by himself because it was straight up and down. And so I just went down there and secured his arm, tied the rope around him, and then these guys pulled it up, and I don't know how they pulled it up because it was straight up and down. And I got to see how he did that. But I was pushing him from behind, and we got him up step by step. And got him. By the time we got to the clubhouse in the golf cart, the ambulance was here, and they took over from there. I think that, I've been coming to Annbriar since the third day it was open, and this has always been our favorite course over here. And I've known William, and I've seen Russ grow up, so he's a heck of a manager of this place. He runs a good ship. They were there so quick that it was amazing, and maybe we should have waited for the first responders, but I didn't think we had a choice. I think we wanted to get him out of there because of the uncertainty of what a sinkhole is all about. We don't know anything about him, and I know that I didn't want him to stay down there too much longer than he did.
You're a great friend. You pretty much saved your franchise team your whole life. What feelings were you going through? I mean, were you scared at all? That hole kind of caves in any moment. I mean, you pretty much sacrificed your own life to save your friend. What kind of feelings were you going through at the time?
Well, it didn't, that's not what was going through my mind at the time. I think, I know Hank or Mike or anybody would have done it for Mark, because we're all close friends. But I was the person that knew about a shoulder injury. I mean, my father's a doctor, my uncle's a doctor, my 5 sisters are nurses. I was pre-med at St. Louis University, and I've worked in hospitals. And I've had my own shoulder reduced, and I know the pain. And I've also witnessed in an emergency room situation, so I felt like I was the most qualified to go down. That's why I went down. And I think they defaulted to what I was telling them about. I was asking them questions about, can you move your fingers, can you move your toes, is there any blood, you know, move your legs for us, slide off that hill. I mean, we were kind of coaching them, and we just all kind of worked in sync together, and I was the one that should have gone down there. I don't think it wasn't a life or death situation at that point. It got a little tenuous when I was down there by myself, and I was like, I got out of that hole so quick. I didn't wait for the rope to come down. So,
is it safe to golf at your golf course?
Yes, it is safe to golf at our golf course. Because, you know, we've been here 20 years. As we said before, this is a very, very, you know, infinitesimal chance of happening. And there's no evidence that it will happen again. It's just you know, such a huge, huge long shot. And, you know, it happened, but that doesn't mean it will happen again. And I don't think it's rational to assume it will.
What are we going to use? What are you guys going to use to fill the sinkhole, or how are you going to address that?
Well, we're currently we've you know, collapsed the sides of it. We're digging out all the loose dirt we can to find you know, the sides that are stable, that are not loose dirt. And we're digging down as far as we can to remove all the loose dirt. We will then place a geotextile down to help with water. It's kind of, you know, think of it as an umbrella, maybe kind of a thing to keep water out of it. Then we'll fill it with riprap, large rock, up to nearly to the surface, where then we will also put another layer of this geotextile, which will extend well past the visible hole now. So, in effort to keep the water from going down that hole and you know, go away from it. And then we will obviously cover it with soil and seed or sod it to the poison grass, the fairway.